channel, but I want to be able to give my YouTube people and supporters who strictly are on YouTube some information. So, what I want to address, you guys, is credit sweeps can devastate your credit score. A lot of credit repair people, they tend to go with the theme of, oh, you can't repair your credit. Um, don't do your own credit. Don't DIY. But one thing you got to keep in mind, when people do not want you to learn, a lot of times it's because they don't want you to know what the real truth of the matter is. So understand, I don't care if a person is a lawyer, credit repair, or who they are, you can learn. So when a person try to dictate that they're the only game in town, that you cannot learn what they do, you should already right there know that it's a hidden agenda behind it. And everybody have a right to, make their money, get their bag. But at the same time, if you're having a service performed for you, you want to know what the service is doing. So all credit repair is not the same. So when they say restore your credit, credit restoration, sweep your credit, they're making up things. Okay, let's be honest. Credit repair is not even a real legal industry, because under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, a credit repair company do not have a right to even dispute items for you. So it's all a fraud, it's all a sham, it's all a game. So there's nothing wrong with sharing information. If you offer a service, if you need help understanding, I always advocate for people to learn themselves. I use a plumber. I never did any of my plumbing work, but because I'm a landlord, I know about plumbing. So it's not about not knowing or not paying a service for someone to do a service for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't understand how credit works, a lot of people find themselves in the same position over and over again because they don't know how they got to the position they were in the first place. They never understood credit. And understanding now with technology, it's a new age of AI, artificial intelligence. And what your credit profile is for is to dictate your behavior. So if you don't know what behavior you should be implementing in order to have a good credit score, you're going to be a victim. So why am I talking about credit sweeps? Credit sweeps is one of the main reasons I'm starting to come across and see that people credit score are almost unrepairable to where they were before. If you don't understand that one of the main factors that make up your credit score is length of credit history. So if you have a long-standing account and somebody sweep that account off because of a few late payments, you just threw the baby away with the bathwater. So you want to maintain a longer credit history. This is why older people tend to have a better credit score, because they have more age of credit, length of credit history. So understand, if you're 40 and now they just sweep your credit and you got a credit history of a 20-year-old, it's going to reduce your credit score. And even adding on different items to make it look better, when the banks look at you in underwriting, you look like a risk. So there's, especially when you're in a certain age group, you do not want to lose your length of credit. So for a 20-year-old, that might work because they're younger. They don't have a lot of credit history to lose. They have some ways to go. You can, if you have been a victim of a credit sweep, you can manufacture some ways on to get that history back. But what I'm saying, you guys, it can devastate your credit report. And it's very hard to get those vendors, especially if you close down those accounts. You want to make sure, you want to make sure that if somebody did do that, to see if you can go back to them and ask them to consider to report, to reporting that history. Because what this whole credit sweep industry that they're creating, they're claiming fraud on your credit report. They're claiming that somebody took your identity theft, get you to get a police report, which you could have did yourself, and then they charge you for it, ruining people credit scores. So what I want you guys to be aware, start getting some education. I do have teachable courses. I have a course on how to increase your credit score within 45 days. I give plenty of videos to give you the actual information. One thing you want to keep in mind, if you're looking to qualify for a home, you don't want to go crazy on removing credit history. So late payments, with a lot of people that I deal with, they want to get a home. So that's why they go and get the credit sweep. But guess what? Late payments won't prevent you from getting a home, especially if they were over 2 years ago. Usually the bank will take a letter from you. So one thing the banks will not deal with in order to get a home is any open judgments or collections. So what do? Do you pay a collection? No. Y'all know my principle about not paying collections. You send that out. That's the first step, because nobody can tell you you owe them a debt without legally showing you they have a right to collect on it. So we all owe bills. You owe a light bill. I can't knock on your door and show up with your light bill and say, pay me. I have to show you why I have a legal right to collect on that debt. So keep in mind, you guys, try to educate yourself. It's nothing wrong with hiring. They can tell you, oh, you need, credit. I had actually never missed a payment in my life when I started to acquire this knowledge. Was looking for my second home, which I did qualify. End up. Uh-oh. I hope you guys, I'm back. Sorry about my connection. But it was other factors that took place that caused my credit score to go down. Once I adjusted those factors, I was able to increase my credit score by 80 points within the next 2 months before my 60-day closing date. So keep in mind, everything is not the same, you guys. I do offer a service where I will analyze your credit for you to let you know what your credit issues is, because I do understand there are some things that just are fundamental. If you have a collection, on the average is costing you about 23 points. It could be costing you more, up to 50 points. Oh, keep in mind, you guys, mix of credit. I'm gonna get off of here because apparently my reception in this area is not the best. But just keep in mind, you guys, don't, because you will have people that say, oh, you're fixing, you'll call these credit repair companies, oh, you fixed your credit yourself. It's I'm closing out, you guys. If you want my information to be in the links, I'll make sure I'll go live more often. I'm gonna make it actually, hope to start to go back live in the evening. If you want some information, if you want to go over your credit reports, if you want me to analyze your credit, oh, I'll leave my information in the links of the video. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Mm.